Hi, welcome to Cornwall Astronomy Society's video on using the Cornwall Personal Solar Telescope, the PST. I'm here with one of our members, Annie. So the first thing that's most important about any solar observing is safety, and never look at the sun directly under any circumstances. A quick tip here: when setting the mount up, set it up so that the screw that goes into the bottom of the telescope casts a shadow, and you can get the mount pointing in very much the correct direction. Putting it on the mount is very straightforward. Just slots on there with an ordinary camera bush, and that's then safely fastened to the mount. What I need to say is the purpose of this video is for the Cornwall Astronomy Society members. This is just a guide for them to use the Society's telescope. You can put this telescope on any mount, but because the eyepiece holder is fixed, it's sometimes not very easy to use on an equatorial mount. Okay, using the telescope is fairly straightforward. Remove that and that one, thank you, and pop the eyepiece in. And now it's a question of aligning it, and we do an initial rough alignment using shadows. Generally people will use a shadow behind the telescope on the ground. I must admit I tend to use shadows cast by the front element. Get that right, and then it's just a case of moving the scope up to the sun. You can then use the shadow on the edge of the telescope to adjust it a little bit further, and then all you need to do is tilt the telescope back up until you see the sun's image or reflection in the finder window, and just square that up, and you should find the sun will be right in the centre of your eyepiece. This is what it should look like when you got it spot on. There's a finder screen on the top of the telescope there, and when you get the sun's image in there, dead centre, then you'll be able to see the sun through the eyepiece. Just a note on the finder scope. The way it works is quite simple. There's a hole in the front of the telescope here, so whatever you do, just make sure that's not blocked, otherwise you could be playing with the telescope for hours and not finding the sun because you've blocked the hole at the beginning. Once you've got the sun in the eyepiece, then the first thing to do is focus the image you can see using this focus knob here. Just turn that in and out around until you've got a nice clean image and the disc of the sun is nice and sharp in the eyepiece. And then adjust this ring here, which is called the tuner, and adjust that until you can either see granulation on the sun's surface and or prominences coming out from the edge of the disc. Just a couple of quick words of advice. First off, to help find the sun, use a low powered eyepiece to start with, so that's one that's got a high millimetre number. In this particular case I've got a 8mm zoom. I always start off with it on 24mm, then if I want to I can zoom in. If it was fixed focal length, you just move from a high millimetre number down to a lower millimetre number as sees fit, but bear in mind that the higher magnification you go, you may reach a point where the image is actually quite blurry. The other thing to note is the Society's scope comes with an AZ3 mount like this, and you have slow motion controls here for up and down and left and right here, and that makes it very easy to follow the sun over a period of time. Okay, I just need to remind everybody that this is a specific telescope just for looking at the sun. Do not go looking at the sun unless you've got the right gear. You won't see anything other than the sun with this one. And see you next time.
Thanks for watching.
Da 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 da.
That's right.